Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Simplicity Made Simple. I'm Jessie, and today I'm going to talk to you guys about simple steps for a better morning. Now, I am a morning person, but there are still some days when mornings are just tough. Maybe it's because I didn't get enough sleep the night before. Maybe it's because it's Monday and coming off the weekend is just tough. Maybe it's because there's a lot on my mind or a lot to be done. A lot of things on my to-do list. And I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, can relate to some of those things. Whether you're a morning person or not, mornings can be really challenging and they're really important because they set the tone for the rest of our day. If you have a really rough morning, if you kind of start off on the wrong foot or on a negative note, chances are the rest of your day is kind of going to go that way. However, if you have a better morning, if you have a more positive morning, then you are more likely to have a better, more positive day. So that's why we want to have a better morning, right? So that we can start our day off on the right foot and make sure that we set ourselves up for success the rest of the day. And I don't want to bog you down with tons of complicated, time-consuming things to help you have the perfect morning. I'm not going to tell you that you need to spend an hour exercising and make this really elaborate breakfast and go for a really long walk or plan your entire month out. All kinds of things that would take way more time than any normal human being actually can fit into their schedule. The goal today is to give you some really quick, simple things, and you can pick and choose which of them will work in this stage of your life and just your schedule and your lifestyle. You can try some of them out, see what works, see what doesn't, play around with some of them, and see if maybe you're inspired to try some other things that I don't even think of. And if you do think of other things, let me know because I would love to hear your ideas as well. So the kinds of things I'm thinking of are things like changing your alarm so that it's not a terrible sound. For the longest time, I was waking up to static from my alarm clock because I couldn't figure out how to tune it to a radio station that actually came in clearly. Now that sounds kind of lazy, and maybe it was a little bit, but I tried figuring it out a couple times when I first got it, and I just couldn't figure out how to do it. So I just kind of tolerated it, and I would just turn it off as fast as I possibly could and convince myself that it wasn't a big deal. And then one day I just couldn't handle it anymore, and I finally figured out how to tune it to a radio station. It actually wasn't that hard. I just needed to try again. And the change that made was so big for such a small action. I felt so much less stressed and frustrated waking up to actual music than radio static. And it was such a small act. So think about that. Think about what sound you're waking up to and if you can make it a less frustrating, annoying one. And then try not to hit snooze. I know a lot of people do because they want to sleep as late as they possibly can. But if you're planning on hitting snooze, just set your alarm later. It lets you get better quality sleep longer so that you're not interrupting your sleep and losing sleep essentially in the morning. So set your alarm for the time that you actually want to get up and then get up. And then open the curtains, let in some daylight, look outside, especially in like inclement weather or like at the beginning of a new season. It can be really good to open the curtains and not feel like you're closed into your home all the time. And stretch, just like stretch your arms, stretch your legs, do a couple like bends, whatever you want to do, just stretch a little bit. It doesn't have to be long. It can actually be like 30 seconds, but just get in a few stretches so that your body kind of wakes up a little bit. Don't scroll through social media or email right away. This is something that I am very convicted of, but it can just very quickly take up more time than you think it's going to. And it's not always the most positive kind of content, or at least it doesn't make us feel very good all the time. Sometimes we get sucked into that kind of comparison trap, and that's never a good feeling, but it's especially draining and negative at the beginning of the day, because then we carry those thoughts with us throughout the day. So don't start with social media or email, things like a really long to-do list, start with something that's going to fill you up. So something like affirmations or positive meditation, even just turning on some good music or something else that you would like to fill your mind with. That will be a much better start to your morning than turning to social media or email right away. And then have some sort of nourishment, whether that's coffee or tea or breakfast, whatever that looks like for you. It could be something on the go if that's what you need to do, just to grab it and have it in the car or have it when you get to work or whatever your schedule looks like. But to fill yourself up somehow in that way. And I always recommend making the bed. I know people have differing opinions on this, but I just feel like it confirms my decision to get up for the day and not get back in bed. And it's just kind of like a signal, like, okay, my day is starting. I have gotten up. I'm making the bed. It's ready. And then when I am getting ready for bed at night, then turning the covers back down and preparing the bed for sleep is kind of a physical signal that I am ready for that too. So I think that's really helpful. But again, you can pick and choose what works for you and go with whatever you think will work. Again, these are really, really simple things. You could call a friend. You could go for a little walk around the block. It doesn't have to be like 2 miles. It could be literally around your block. And just thinking about what small changes you can make. Maybe it's setting your coffee maker to make coffee the second you wake up, so you don't even have to think about making your own coffee. Maybe it's having a morning playlist that you really like so that you don't have to decide what you're going to listen to in the morning. Just think about how you can start your day off on the right foot, and I promise it will have a positive effect on the rest of your day. Okay, that is all for today, you guys. If you have any comments or questions, let me know. I love following up with you. And if you have any ideas about other things that you want me to cover, let me know that too, because I love hearing from you and I love more ideas. Okay, I will talk to you guys again soon. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.